Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In previous session, we have seen the couple of operators. We see the Swift exclusive operators today, along with control statements. Let me take you through the documentation for first couple of minutes, so that we can jump into the practical. Control statements. Control statements control the execution flow of the application. There are the three varieties of control statements: for, in, while, and repeat while. This is the syntax. I'll also show you that. And this is how we use the control statement, that is, which is for. We can also use array elements and take one element to one item from the array and print them. You can also use the same thing for dictionaries. We have not covered arrays and dictionaries, but in future definitely we see that. And a while loop and a repeat while, the difference between while and repeat while, as well as the difference between for and while, we'll also see that. Why do we need control statements? To control the execution flow of the application of the program, we use control statements. To execute the same code repeatedly, also we use control statements. Let's say I want to print hi for one time, then I can use print hi. If I want to print twice, I can write print hi, print hi. If I want 3 times, I can write print hi, hi, hi. If I want 10 times, you cannot write the same line of code again and again like 10 times. If it is 100 times, it is more difficult to write the same line of code again and again. And even it takes a lot of execution time as well. So what we have come up with, the Swift we have, in Swift we have for loop, which is equivalent to for loop, but this is called for in actually. Okay, here we need to give the range of values, collection of values, group of values. Okay, this is the range operator which is exclusive in Swift. 3 dots we need to use so that it considers 1 to 10. And we are not taking the value. If you want to take the value, there is another way. I don't want to take the value. I want to repeat the block of code to be printed for 10 times. So I have given one range operator to 10. This is how we can use. If I want to print the value also, then we are taking one value into I, print that. Again 2 into I, print that. High 1, high 2, high 3, and so on. High 10 we get. Let me run it. It is trying to run. Anyways, see. This is how we print high for 10 times. Here, if you see double dot with less than mark, which is here, this is called a closed range operator. Here it is called off open. The difference here is here it will be printed for 9 times only. I 1, 2, I 9. The last value is omitted, ignored. Here the last value also be included. Here I want to print till 55. I want to print all the even numbers from 1 to 55. 1 to 55. Okay, this is how we use for loop. We are taking one value from 1 to 55 and compare, like I'm using division operator and comparing that to 0, so that any value which is divisible by 2, completely divisible by 2, is the even number. So now here it is printed 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and so on, 54. And I want to print in reverse order. Stride is the one thing. By using stride, you can print in reverse order. Stride from 50 to 1, each time -1, 50, 49, 48, and so on. Again, I am checking if the value is not divisible by 0, then it is called odd. This is how we use for loop. For I in group of values. Here the group of value is 50 to 0. And checking for odd. Here we have checked it for even. This document, this program I prepared while teaching to my students to make the videos and just simply explaining them. If you want full videos also, I'll upload them in some time. And while look here, while also same actually, we have the value and the condition here. If the condition is true, then enter into the block and print and increment the value. Here I'm trying to print 0 to 10. 0 is the initial value. Last value is it becomes 0 is 0. 0 less than or equal to 10, which is true. Go inside and print 0. Then increment the value I equal to I plus 1. In C language and other languages, we have incremental operator I plus plus, which is not available in Swift in latest. This is how the while loop works. Here I am performing one operation here. I'm trying to reverse the number. Okay, this is why I told in previous session the percentile and division operator is very, very important. In interviews, they definitely ask you like most of the time they ask difference between percentile and division, and sometimes they also ask this kind of program, reverse the string, reverse the number, and so on. So I have given here, I have 1 2 3 here, taking that into the number, reverse number equal to 0. Here reminder means I want to take 3 first, keep that here, and reverse 0 into 10, which is again 0 plus 3. At very first time it becomes 3, and here number by 10. I'm trying to make remove the 3. If you divide it, you get 1 2. I'm performing the same thing and till n number not equal to 0. Here the difference between for and for loop, generally for loop and while loop is here for loop is defined number of times the block of code will be executed. Here while loop is undefined number of times, undefined number of times the loop will be, the block of code will be executed. That is the difference between here. If the value is some, here we are modifying the value actually. Sorry, here we are modifying the number. Based on this number, the number of times will be executed depends on that number actually. Okay, here 1 2 3 will be printed. Repeat while, the difference between repeat while and while is while loop will be executed, the while block will be executed only when the condition is true. In case of repeat while, let's say I'm having j equal to 100 here, even though the j which is 100 less than or equal to 10, which is false actually, but still the print j will be printed, 100 will be printed. The repeat while is at least one time the block of code will be executed irrespective of the condition result. Condition result, even though it is false, the block of code will be executed. And finally we have switch. Switch is not control statement. Basically it is alternative to if else ladder. Previously we have seen if else, if else, if else. Similarly, instead of having that, we can have the switch here. In switch we can have characters, we can also have integers. Characters and integers are only allowed. Here direct value, range of values, half open range of values. You can also separate the values. You can also, let me separate that case. I'm giving 21, 22, 23. Like this also you can add 21, 22, 23. Simple. And there is one thing called fall through. The fall through here is if this case is success, the next case also be executed irrespective of whether it is matching or not. If this case is matching, in this case code, if the fall through is available, then this statement also will be executed. This is about the fall through, and the default case is must. Sometimes we can also omit the default case. I'll show you when we are dealing with enums. In enums, you don't have to have the default case when all available cases are mentioned above. Because here this is integer. Integer range is 0 to infinity. If you mention 0 to infinity here, then default case is not available, not required. But mentioning 0 to infinity is impossible. So we are having default case with minimum number of required cases. This is all about control statements as well as switching. If you want documentation or the playground, this file, please let me know. I'm also adding the interview questions here and the tasks as well, so that those will be very helpful to get the hands-on experience. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe and like, share. Thanks a lot.